Got a note from Grant Doherty, who's wanting to better serve the city of Coshocton. They need each of the council members their respective phone number and email address. So with this sheet, your phone numbers and addresses are on here with your emails. It's on the website. Everything's on the website but the phone numbers. So I guess if you don't want your phone number given out, I'll just pass this around. You guys can cross it off. That way Amy can get it back to the correct people. Since Michelle's not here, her numbers stay on. All right. Ordinances. Tonight we have the second reading of 1524 that needs to be passed. And also Mr. K. Dry would like 1724 passed. It's the digester improvement project. Is that correct, sir? Yes. Okay. So we need those two passed. Ordinance 1624, it's the waterline project bid. It can run its course. And we also have a resolution for the road sold. For the next meeting, which is May 13th, well, I'm thinking about it, the fourth Monday of May is on Memorial Day. So we will meet the 13th and the 20th. So we'll go back-to-back weeks. I didn't look beyond that, but I would assume probably this is going to be the way up most of the holidays fall this year. So that's what we'll do. Any other ordinance for the next meeting? Virtual vision, Sherry has one.
I'll have, Rusty's not here yet. He might talk about it more. Additional appropriations of $300,000 to the Fire Capital Improvement Fund. Just to get us in place for the training facility. The bid opening will be, it's May 16th. That might be the bid opening that week. I think we have 3 bid openings right around the same time. So it'll be that. We'll be taking out a loan for a portion of that, depending on where the bid comes in. Probably about a 4 to 5 year loan, $150,000 payment of annual. But we anticipate we'll pay it off early. But just go ahead and get the appropriations for our portion.
Anybody else? Excuse me.
Also with that, at some point, I don't know if it'll come before the next meeting or if it might, if the 13th, if we might have the information by then, or the 20th, but it'll be the documents for us to apply for the loan and to sign the loan with the bank. And sometimes they usually, have some special language with bonding and so forth. So we very well might have all that in time for that meeting, the 13th, if not the 20th. I think we'll have time. There's time for it to take place.
Any others, Max?
For next week. On the salt resolution you mentioned, we'll need passed tonight.
Resolutions do get passed.
Okay,
Yeah.
on the new guys, just long as.
Yeah. But you better on it though. I like it. Anything else?
If the other appropriation ordinance from second reading.
Yeah, it needs passed.
It can
Yeah.
pass too, if it could.
Yeah, I said that.
I
Yeah.
missed that number, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, any progress on the vehicle overweight ordinance?
That's in my report.
Although I'm
I'll get to it
overweight.
eventually.
Okay,
Got a few things going on.
okay. What about safe routes to school? Okay, here we go.
So we got an email the other day, and this comes back to, it's been a little bit of change in leadership, as you all know, to Mega. It did not get put within the deadline for this next year, so we're
Well, it got, and I can forward that email on the exact wording, but it somehow, between Omega and the state, there was an issue on submittal. So I don't know if one's blaming the other, or we haven't dug into actually what happened, but I can promise you Max did everything on his end, and then we received the email that said there was an issue.
So for this year, we're out.
Yes. Yes. But he will be investigating that further to see, where the accountability lies.
Okay, Tom, do you find out anything about the Dog Fest donation?
I'm still not sure if they've got a 501c3 designation.
Okay. Anybody else have anything?
I know last meeting we talked about a updated list of vacant properties in commercial residential. Were we able to get that?
Yep,
We,
last meeting, I told you I'd have a formal report for you, the first meeting in May, but I'll give you an update of where I'm at so far. I think I told you guys, we received ask for a chart that was understandable and active from Unireg, and there were 17 properties on that spreadsheet, which they consider active, but only about half of them were current. So I spent some time last week, Wednesday, going through any file that we had here in the building that contained vacant property registrations, and came up with a total of 20 properties that all were on that list. We had 3 others that had some paperwork that weren't on that list. The breakdown on that was 8 properties are current on the registration. 3 of the properties have new owners since the last time they registered, so the new owners will be getting letters to update their registry. Two of the properties on that list are going to expire in May, so they'll be getting renewal letters. Two registrations are just flat out expired and need re-registered, and then 5 of them are on the demo list for land bank. And then Deputy Schrock and I went out Thursday. I identified 15 more vacant properties that, with help from the mayor, Dave and his office with the water list, and land bank with some of their information. And then today with the county auditor and treasurer's help and the water office's list, was able to come up with owner addresses for each of those new 15 identified properties. So the list is going to have 35. The current list spreadsheet has 35 properties on it. And this week I'm going to work on sending certified letters out to each and every one of them 21 of them that aren't, that haven't been contacted or exempt. So that's kind of where we're at on that. So next meeting, I hope next meeting you'll have that spreadsheet in your hands before the meeting, so you can see what's on it and where they're at. And we get that round fulfilled and pass it on to the law director with whoever doesn't respond back. We'll work on another batch of properties in the meantime. Yeah. Where we're at right now.
Those are all residential.
No, there's 6 commercial on that 35.
Good.
another thing I thought about the other day is we use water as a utility. Max has reached out to AEP as well to see if we can get a list of any structure within the city that doesn't have power at a service address. So we're gonna, hopefully we can work with the AEP as well.
Thanks, Bob.
You're welcome.
Anybody else have anything?
The trailer court on, I'd say, or on
Cassian Avenue.
Cassian Avenue. Where are we at on that, do you know?
Everything will be removed. I don't have a date. The individual purchased that and they are demoing all of those, units on that property.
No time frame though.
No time. But he is a busy contractor, so I know it's going to get done. It's been like 40 years in the making, so I know it's coming. Yeah, it's definitely.
Maybe 3 of them are down, 3 or 4.
Got several out of there.
Yeah, and I think the plans are to maybe replace, but not as many. Like put new units in, not as long. I'm not sure. We
I
haven't
think it's
saw
probably a
master
senior
plan.
living there.
Right,
Much like
kind
down
of
behind the high
Zero
rise.
Street, kind of like what they're doing down there, so.
Yeah, it's man, because they don't need the room in between them if you have to now, so.
Anybody else?
I have a question about, we have a nuisance ordinance, don't we? Like, does that, affect front porches?
Depends on how you mean effect. I mean, we have,
I mean, you know, you go by a house and it's got stuff piled up on the front porch on either side with tarps on it. The house I'm referring to is on Sixth Street.
Sixth Street?
Yes.
Yes. We've dealt with that house, since I've been mayor. Schrock, are you hiding?
No.
Okay.
Slowly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a
He's kind of
frequent.
handicapped, so he don't get around good. He's an old guy.
Right.
He's like that.
All right.
But we had, so I know the law director has told me that numerous times that you can't legislate taste.
Right, I understand.
And we try to balance as much as possible.
But sometimes.
Different lifestyles.
But sometimes, you know, that can be a danger if we're going in there to fight a fire.
Yes,
Or the ambulance needs to get in there, or, you know.
right.
So-
And, right, it's safety
Right.
and it's aesthetics. So
Yes.
we, definitely, I know there were a couple addresses on the six that we
Okay.
were looking into, so.
if there's so much stuff that, let's say it promotes snakes or rats or raccoons or then that type of thing, then it certainly qualifies under the nuisance ordinance. If it's just a bunch of collectibles, then it might fall under the property, I forget what we called it, the property maintenance ordinance. But I don't know that we've ever really enforced that
Okay.
ordinance. We try to keep it as organized as possible. And like the law director said, it could be collectibles.
On the corner of Chestnut and Fifth Street, does not look like collectibles, looks like a junk hole. I know Mark's dealt with part of the vehicles there, so I appreciate that.
Dave, where are we at with the fire hydrants? Change the tune a little bit.
More upbeat.
We are down, last count, I'll get an update, we're down about 8 or 9 that's out of service. Most of the other ones that have been repaired are in service. So, I mean, we'll keep in touch, with Rusty, and I think last year we put in like 6 or 7 brand new locations didn't have hydrants. Plus replace them, we're down to the last dozen or so now. The flushing hydrants, we're gonna have some more, because they'll break some stems, but we're gaining on them.
What's our total? About 800 fire hydrants within the city?
I think Chad told me you're 11 or 1,200.
So that's
Good. I just know we hadn't really asked. I was watching, they were flushing the other day and I was just wondering where we were at on those. I really brought it up.
We had a spreadsheet on that if you want me to send it.
Yeah, he used to send it out with his report.
Yeah, I'll send a report out, include that here for the next meeting.
Okay.
I'll find a little bit.
still like us to come up with a plan on painting those. I know we've been talking about that since 1910, but
So Mayor,
It was like 1920.
your, growth plan committee, I gave you those names, I believe. Didn't I give you those? Want them again?
Yeah, give them to me again. I probably have it right here.
Mike Gross.
And Michelle Turner. Yes, I have them. I have to get some multiple other people on board on that one.
You just wanted a couple, correct?
Yeah.
Max, what did the contractors use in Roscoe on the crosswalks and stuff? I mean, it's not just paint.
That's thermoplastic.
Seems to last, I mean, I'm sure it's a lot more
Oh, yeah.
expensive to install, but lasts quite a while, seems like.
I mean, we have to contract, and that takes a special machine to put that down there. Anytime, like, striping that we get done as part of a contract on like paving, that's what they come back. That's good stuff.
are we gonna start crosswalk painting sometime soon?
Yes, a lot of people, but there again, it's not thermoplastic, it's.
Well, just have something down so we don't get
Just
run over going across the street.
Roscoe.
Are they done with the sidewalks in Roscoe? So is anybody gonna fix that area right there in front of the, gardener's place that I keep bringing up?
From the what?
On
I didn't-
White Woman Street, on that,
Yeah.
it's a handicap ramp, you got, the ties are leaning over into the railroad. Oh, the top railroad ties are leaning into the ramp, and they're rotted.
Roscoe has been working on those. Roscoe worked on some steps and all. We can talk to Chad over there and see what the plans are, but we haven't worked on any railroad ties as far as other than the curb.
Right, other than the curbs.
You talking about Good Boy Bakery side,
No, up right across the street.
like directly across the street from there? Okay.
Rotted ties on those steps.
Pardon me?
The ties are rotted on those
Yes.
steps, yeah.
I thought they fixed the steps that were going up the hill, like the ones going all the way up.
From the street to the sidewalk, they're not fixed.
Okay.
It looked like Columbia Gas took out part of the new brick sidewalk there by Jillian's.
Yeah, they dug
If
that
they
out.
put it back, I hope they did a good job.
I haven't looked at the sidewalk. I noticed the approach, they were pouring concrete on that approach. That was
Did they
it.
put the brick back yet? They just had the concrete in there today when I was there.
I think they put the brick back.
They poured that early in the week there in between the rains.
Who's responsible for the streetlights in Roscoe? Is that city or is that Roscoe?
Roscoe.
They're horrible. I'll go
Yeah.
put a miner's cap on and walk around.
Yeah, it's dark. It definitely is. We've had conversation, not in-depth conversation with Roscoe, but we need, I mean, they're expensive, like very expensive. So at some point they need, even if it was up on a building with a light. So yeah, I mean, it is very dark over there at night.
Next, where are we at with the traffic lights on Second Street?
This summer,
For summer?
yeah.
Is
If I got the fiber fixed,
is that second
Sixth
phase,
Street.
like that, the plaza light's gonna be second phase on that grant? So,
second, but that's a whole separate grant.
right, so that's 25, isn't it?
Yes. Well, we're gonna try to do one in 26 as well, so. But the 25, maybe 26 is what I was told, and the 26, maybe 27, so. They're not, so.
Hey, Mayor,
I'll make it short and sweet. Dreher Avenue, that's really not Dreher Avenue. I'm close to having an agreement with the railroad that I will have the law director. I had got an exorbitant amount out of the real estate department in Florida from Genesee, Wyoming today, and just would like to say thanks to the local rail, here has a lot better price, like from thousands of dollars a year to like single dollars a year. So we will have to sign a land lease and they will send that. Need to look at the insurance or some kind of clause. I don't know. I'll send it to you, Bob, and you can look at it. Really want to get some pavement down. Want the public and the community to know that Dreher Avenue, the road at the Yucatan that goes from Cambridge to Walnut, is not a city street. And I would like to pave that, but we can't pave it till we have an agreement. The railroad owns all that property. And my plan is whatever ideas the community has, other than the road where the tracks are. I know Councilman Price wants that box out of there. The big silver box, not silver fox, silver box. The railroad today, when I was talking to the GM at Genesee, Wyoming, said that they would, and I said, whatever we can do as a city to help out to make, I'd like to make that area green space, wildflowers, something easy to maintain, pull all those tracks out of there, all the ties out of there. It's kind of in between the city, you know, going from one end to the other. It's a state route. It would be nice to put something, not spend a bunch of money, but to put something in there that makes that area look nice. Some trees, we have tree money, so at some point put 4 or 5 trees in there. I don't know, but I would love to dress that area up, and we will, and we're closer than we ever have been. So we'll get the legalities taken care of. We're still currently negotiating with the fire union. It's ongoing. It's going how negotiating goes. So, ready to get that over with and get on to the next union negotiation. Hall Park, if you notice, there's a pull off. It's been a couple years in the making. There's a pull off by the shelter that Hathaway generously donated labor and the city paid for concrete to improve that area right there. And then there's a sidewalk going to that shelter. We are having a fence installed where we removed all the trees on the bank. And that will help so Sherry don't have to run as far to get her pickleball ball. Still patiently awaiting word on the Appalachian Community Grant Program. I know there was an initial award that went out for children's health care in schools, and we haven't heard any awardees anywhere else. So it's hurry up and wait, and then we need to spend the money by the end of 2026. So it will be fast and furious when we get that money. Hopefully we do. Hopeful, we know we have hours of work and meetings and 600,000 emails back and forth on a program that was kind of confusing at times. So excited to see where that comes, and that's all I have. If anyone has anything, I will answer all your questions. As long as they're simple.
Max?
Continue to work on patching holes, in between the rains. Every time I say they're running top, I know we're gonna be getting a couple truckloads. We done some on Chestnut Street there last week, so. Working on stormwater issues. I mean, that'll be forever now. We have our stormwater utility, but there was a lot of things from all the big rains that we had that, we're still working on. Got enough from, one of our roofing contractors, giving that to our city engineer. He'll come up with the bid specs so we can put that out for bid so that everybody's bidding apples to apples on that. So, I think I told you we went green with our mosquito spraying this year and bought an electric mosquito sprayer. It's in the truck, it's mounted. Should be much quieter, much safer.
The kids gonna know you're coming.
They won't know we're coming.
You won't be able to chase the mosquito truck
Get out
anymore.
with all that smoke.
Right.
Pro Mist is coming to do the final hookup, check it all out, make sure it works well. We hope to begin first part of June this year. I'm sure with all the rain, mosquitoes will be an issue. We had an insurance audit Thursday from our insurance company, Plan. And I went around, took a tour of the town, had 4 recommendations, no findings. And 4 recommendations are things that we can take care of relatively easily, so get those taken care of. Dave and I went up to Warsaw Council last Wednesday, and discussed where we're at on the Warsaw project, and it seemed like they were satisfied with what we told them. And then thank all the community members that participated in the cleanup Saturday. We actually completely filled a 20-yard dumpster, and most of it was bags. There's a couple of couches people dropped off, but the lion's share of it was all orange trash bags, so a lot of trash. And it's basically, that takes place on our main thoroughfares in and out of town, so amazing. So, all I have. Unless you guys have questions.
What else have anything?
I was in Newark Saturday afternoon, probably about 4:30. We went in a restaurant and it was absolutely packed downtown. And I asked why they were so busy, and he said because the Midland had a sold out show. So I guess I'll just, again, I know people may not agree, but if we could ever finish that theater, that will do wonders for businesses downtown. So continue to harp on that until we hopefully get it done.
My daughter was down there, so she was really impressed. She stopped at the ice cream place down there, but can't remember the name of it, but she was things, and she said it was just packed down there. Very busy.
Good to see. Hopefully we can get that way.
Anybody else?
Yeah, Deputy Schrock and myself, we've been curious for a month or so since property taxes came out, how him and I have been speaking and wonder how we're doing on the assessments that we issued over the last year. So we asked Sherry if she could, keep us up to date with anything she got back from the county auditors, and the report that she handed us this week. We assessed in the year of 2023, we assessed just over $25,000 in special assessments, basically mowing and cleanups. And that report did come back from the first half of 2023. We've collected a little over $17,000 of that already. So expenses that we incurred doing that was just around $12,000. Like I said, we were able to assess by ordinance just a little over 25,000, and we've got 17,000 back already. And I mean, that just, as Mark and I always say, we don't want to be in this business of being property maintenance people, but we kind of have to. Hopefully that sends a message out that, take care of your properties yourself, because if you don't, we will. And, obviously with those numbers, it's kind of costly. So positive revenues, but not the business we want to be in.
Right, but progress sometimes is just baby steps.
Yeah. How many of those big dumpsters that we dumped through today?
This last year we had 6, and it's been at least 3, maybe 4 for this year. 40 cubic yard dumpsters.
I'm sure Deputy Sheriff will be busy with all the rain and everything and all these properties and yards that aren't getting mowed.
Yeah, he will be on the mowing warning, so.
Sherry can probably talk about it better than me, but we did have our eGov, or we sold the equipment that's been sitting out there, if you turn the back way to viewers. And it looked like Sanford and Son that we was cleaning up, and
I've been in the auto business. last
Yes.
week, this
Uh-huh.
week.
we did make some money off of that, correct?
Yeah,
Good. So,
I'll get the final totals for you.
got rid of a bunch of old equipment that,
But along with the assessments, Dave has been very diligent about getting assessments to the county auditor for delinquent water bills, and you had a nice chunk in too
I think
for
it was
this,
15,000.
for this first half.
So it's good, our people are a great return on investment.
Well, that's something that we've never had with utilities,
Right.
you know, going to putting the lien on, so that's been, you know,
So obviously something's working.
yeah, that's really working, putting those liens on for those delinquent bills.
What, I was asked today and I didn't have a good answer. What do we do with the cars, the junk cars that we tow? Where are they?
We make them disappear.
Or
What was the question?
what happens to the junk car vehicle that we tow?
End up Weddies or Coshocton recycling. I mean, I just have friends tell them what they do with them.
Right.
So they don't appear back on city street.
Right.
Take them over the scale.
Isn't there like an impound period that Princess has to hold for?
Yes, hold them for at least 2 weeks.
After they're there for a while, princes can then apply to the court system to get title based upon the unpaid storage fees. So eventually they get a title and then they get rid of the vehicle.
Yeah, we make them go away. Sometimes people will go and get them out and bring them back to the same place they got towed away from. That has happened. Right.
Tell them again.
And then we just rinse and repeat. That's it.
Okay. Nobody has anything else? Need a 6:30. Chambers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready. You ready?
Good evening. Today is Monday, April 22nd, 2024 at 6:30. This is the regular scheduled Coshocton City Council meeting. Call the roll, please.
Andrews here. Barcroft.
Here.
Rose.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
Price.
Here.
Moore.
Here. Need a motion to excuse Councilwoman Turner James.
We'll make that motion.
Second. Barcroft, call the roll, please.
Andrews.
Yes.
Barcroft.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Price.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Stand for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for your blessings, especially for the last work day and all the hard work and dedicated people that participated in that. We pray that you bless the proceedings tonight, and we pray this in your name. Amen.
Okay, count your email the minutes from the April 1st, 2024 meeting. Any questions or comments?
Make a motion to accept the minutes, please.
Second. Barcroft, call the roll, please.
Andrews. Yes. Barcroft.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Johnson.
Abstain.
Price.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Public input, none. Mayor's report, see you guys are emailed, count your email, the general fund and the building permit report, and along with the yearly building permit report. Any questions for the mayor before you do this? Paul, you're up.
All right, just want to remind the community to mow your grass. I know every year about this time, I think I say the same thing. So maybe the job's getting a little mundane when you have to say the same things over and over again. It's not about, I know I see a lot of things, you know, why does it matter? It matters because you live in a community that has pride and cares and wants your property to look as good as your neighbor's property. So pick things up, mow your grass. Deputy Schrock would be very happy not to post a mowing warning on your door or call the company to have the city have to come out and mow your grass. So we have other things going on that we could use our energy positively on. We just ask that the community come together. If you have a neighbor that's elderly, disabled, if you can help them, we'd appreciate that. We're not trying to pick on anyone. We're trying to make Coshocton look beautiful. With that said, I want to thank the Coshocton United Way for all their work on behind the scenes on organizing Coshocton Cleanup Day. It was the 20th annual. It was amazing to see all the people. Like Max said, we filled a huge roll-off dumpster. The sponsors, from the sponsors to the United Way, every single organization and individual who showed up Saturday to load bags of trash. And I would like to say, if you have a beverage from any local establishment, keep that in your car until you get home. I noticed people really like to support business on 7th Street with styrofoam cups that never degrade. We want you to take them and put them in a trash receptacle. And any other beverage holder that you're drinking out of, don't just throw it somewhere. We want you to put that in a trash receptacle and keep our community beautiful. But thanks for the people who showed up. That was a great day. And I had fun, and I actually got exercise and cleaned up a little bit. So appreciate everyone and hope it don't rain anymore. So that's where I'm at. Anyone has any questions, I'll answer them. Even if you don't like the answer.
Max?
I'll echo Mark's comments about a cleanup day. It was a good day. Also, thank our city employees that come out and drove the truck to pick up the trash as well. So it was a good day, and I don't have anything to add, for what I said in committee, so if you have any questions.
Okay, Law Director Council, your email, the Law Director's report for the month of March. Mr. Skelton here, if anybody has any questions for him. Okay, Sheriff's report, your email, the Sheriff's March report, calls within the city, type of call and code enforcement. Any questions? Okay. Income tax report, your email, the income tax report for March. Questions? Okay, going to legislation. Good. Okay, I'll ask the clerk to give the first reading of ordinance 1624.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor and or safety service director of the city of Coshocton to advertise for bids, open bids, recommend the lowest and best bidder to council, and upon council approval, sign all necessary contracts for the Warsaw Coshocton water line project.
Heard the first reading of ordinance 1624. Any questions or comments? Ordinance 1624 will run its course. Okay, legislation. The first reading, ordinance 1724.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor and or safety service director of the city of Coshocton to apply for, accept, and enter into a water pollution control loan agreement on behalf of the city for the construction of the digester improvement project and designating a dedicated repayment source for the loan.
Heard the first reading of ordinance 1724. Any questions or comments? If not, I need a motion to
Make a
suspend.
motion. Suspend the rules and give the third reading.
Okay. Second. Johnson, call the roll.
Andrews? Yes. Barcroft?
Yes.
Gross?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Price?
Yes.
Moore?
Yes.
Please give the third reading of ordinance 1724.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor and or safety service director of the city of Coshocton to apply for, accept, and enter into a water pollution control loan fund agreement on behalf of the city of Coshocton for construction of the digester improvement project and designating a dedicated repayment source for the loan.
Question is, should ordinance 1724 pass? Call the roll, please.
Andrews? Yes. Barcroft?
Yes.
Gross?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Price?
Yes.
Moore?
Yes.
Ordinance 1724 is passed. I'll ask the clerk to give the second reading of ordinance 1524.
Appropriation?
Heard the second reading of ordinance 1524.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Andrews? Yes. Barcroft?
Yes.
Gross?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Price?
Yes.
Moore?
Yes.
Okay. Give the third reading of ordinance 1524.
Appropriation?
Question is, should ordinance 1524 pass? Call the roll, please.
Andrews? Yes. Barcroft?
Yes.
Gross?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Price?
Yes.
Moore?
Yes.
Okay. Give the first reading of resolution 724.
A resolution authorizing participation in the ODOT road salt contracts awarded in 2024.
Question is, should resolution 724 be adopted? Call the roll, please.
Andrews? Yes. Barcroft?
Yes.
Gross?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Price?
Yes.
Moore?
Yes.
Resolution 724 is adopted. The old business, new business, communications. Just to remind, our second meeting in May will be moved to May 20th due to May 27th being Memorial Day. When's the date and time of our next meeting?
May 13th.
Okay. Need a motion for the meeting to be adjourned.
So move.
Moore. Johnson, call the roll, please.
Andrews? Yes. Barcroft?
Yes.
Gross?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Price?
Yes.
Moore?
Yes.
Meeting's adjourned.